Hello everyone, today we're going to be making soul food Sunday dinner. These are smoked ham hocks. Yes honey, tons of meat and very delicious. Might I add, they are very tender. If you cook them right, it will fall off the bone. I'm also cooking some smoked neck bones. Yes, I love a lot of meat in my greens. I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of those city girls, but I got a little southern in me, okay? We're going to chop up us an onion, throw it in, add a little black pepper, some red pepper flakes, and then we're going to add some garlic. Allow the meat to cook for several hours. I want to say I cooked it for about 4.5 hours. Look at how tender this meat is. When it comes apart from the bone, you know it's just right. Also, now we're going to cut up our collard greens. We're going to roll them in a circular motion and then chop. You can chop them as thin as you prefer. I like semi-medium. Now that we're all done chopping the greens, we're going to wash them. I wash my greens about 4 to 5 times before I cook them. So now it's time to add in our butter, a little extra olive oil. So that's a half a tablespoon. Some Lowry seasoning to taste, not much because you don't want the greens salty. So that's a half tablespoon. I am making a second dish because my daughter do not eat ham hocks or neck bones. So I'm making a special pot for her. I added 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes and 1 tablespoon of garlic. Also, this onion pepper gives it a little additional flavor, and for me, it just boosts like the taste, juiciness, etc. We're also going to add a half a tablespoon of black pepper. Vegetable seasoning is always a must if you don't have a complete green seasoning to use for your greens. I'm not really fond of the tap water or faucet water, so I always use bottled water. Now I'm pouring the juices and flavor and seasoning off of the smoked meat into the greens. Guys, I cannot tell you how this tastes. Oh my God, it's delicious. Now we're going to chop up our sweet potatoes into circle portions. I have about 5 here, so we're going to make quite a bit. We love sweet potatoes and cornbread. So I'm going to continue this process throughout the video. Now I'm going to add a half a cup of water, a half a cup of heavy whipped cream, which I find just adds more flavor to my sweet potatoes, a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar. It doesn't matter if it's clumpy or stuck together, it's going to melt down. So no worries. I'm also going to add some ground cinnamon, a half a cup, and then we're going to add some ground nutmeg. This brings so much flavor. Oh my God, it's delicious. And we're just going to add a half a stick of butter. I like to spread it out. I don't know why, but it works for me. Now we're going to rinse to make sure we get all of our flavor and seasoning out. And then we're going to add it in. Now it's time to cook. How delicious does that look, guys? Oh my God. Yes. Now it's time to make some jerk chicken. I am going to add a little additional seasoning, which is the adobo, a little garlic, and a little garlic pepper. And then I'm going to use the jerk seasoning by Walker's Wood, and we're just going to glaze them over. I find that if I place them on a rack instead of sitting them into the pot, it just cooks up better. Gives me a more crisp but delicious taste, if you know what I mean. And then we'll repeat those same steps on the opposite side. So make sure you baste the full chicken. Here's the finished results. Lovely. Now we're going to make some baked buttered fish. This is swai and tilapia. I'm adding a little lottery seasoning, some fresh parsley, and butter with some red pepper flakes. We're going to mix it all together with a little lemon pepper, and we're on our way, guys. I like this flavor because it gives it an additional base. Garlic is optional. I like to add garlic because I feel like it just brings out the flavor of all of the ingredients. Now I'm adding just a little olive oil to the tinfoil so that the fish won't stick. Something I like to do, and it works. Now let's add our base. I like to use almost a tablespoon for each fish. It just depends on the size. And then just spread it out and kind of make it even. After you add this and everything boils up and steams up together, you don't need anything else. It may look bland, but it's not. Now we're going to make us some cornbread, 2 boxes of Jiffy Mix, a half a stick of margarine, unsalted butter, and 2 eggs. Now we're going to add some whole milk, which is a cup of whole milk. I'll do it in portions. So I'll add it in portions. Just to make sure that the mixture texture is coming out to my liking. Not too watery, but just right. Add a little olive oil in the bottom of your pan. I like to swoosh it around and make sure that everything's even, and then we're going to add the cornbread. Now this is the final look of the cornbread. Looks very delicious. Oh my God, and it tastes so good. Now we're going to work on our macaroni and cheese. We're going to add a half a cup of milk, the cheese that comes with the Kraft double shells, which is 1 pack individually. I also added an additional pack of Kraft macaroni shells as well, so that's what I'm adding here. It's just the powdered cheese. And then I'm going to go on to add a little more milk, and then we're going to add a little shredded cheese as well. So we have mozzarella cheese, and then we have some sharp cheddar cheese that I'm going to add with a little black pepper, and then we're going to be all set to go. When I tell you guys, it turned out delicious. Oh my God. I do like a lot of cheese in my macaroni, but extra cheese is optional. And your brand of noodles is optional. Well, here's the finished look, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.